fellas. Here's something.
Ooh, that's cold, Jay. That's cold.
You're crazy, Jay.
That's crazy.
So I'm a huge RPG fan, like tabletop RPG fan. But I will read games with no intention of playing them, just to read how they're designed, what their world building is, for inspiration, and just because I find the form of it really interesting. And I've been really enjoying reading one called Mechanical Dream. Which
Mechanical
is incredibly richly realized. It's so creative in its scope and its ambition, and it seems unplayable.
Oh, okay. You're really selling me.
There is so much buy-in. You have to assert just to not even to start playing your character, but just have a sense of how the world works. Like, you have to explain gravity and heliocentrism in your D&D campaign before you even start to talk about dragons. Because
oh my god,
the sun works on a pendulum. It doesn't. This is on the 5th page. It has to explain the sun doesn't go in a circle around the planet. It is on 180-degree arc, just going back and forth.
Interesting.
And that's the start.
Depending on where the sun is on the pendulum is whether it's nighttime or not.
Right. But there's day, there's night, then there's the dream, which is a psychic state.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and there's no planet, there's no dirt anywhere, not really, because everything is trees. Everything, all the cities and metropolises and villages are all just on different interconnecting branches of giant trees.
This is a game that if someone was like, hey, Vern, you want to play this? And they started explaining the rules to me, I would start crying.
Oh, I haven't even Vern, I haven't even gotten to the orpeez.
The orpeez. Tell us about the orpeez.
So orpeez are fruit that live underground. There's no soil anywhere because there's trees, but there is an underground.
Excuse me, Justin. The fruit lives underground.
It's where you get it.
It's grown underground.
Yes.
I thought we were talking about a sort of a way a child would explain that potatoes live underground.
Right. Yeah, they grow. The orpee grow underground, and you have to eat them to live. And the book says no one knows why. You just have to eat a fruit every couple days, or you die.
Okay.
And there's only one group of people who know how to grow and harvest them. So you can't go around and do cool adventure stuff because you have to worry about your orpee supply.
Oh my god. So there's you have to a kind of base management thing.
Yes.
Where you can't venture too far out away from this resource that you need to stay alive.
Right. And
stay alive.
And you can't scavenge for food because you also have to scavenge for orpeez. And you need to understand,
you got to scavenge for orpeez, dude. I'm always saying this.
You got to go to your orpee guy to get your orpee fruit because only a very select group of people know how to do it. And then there's the E-flow, which also no one understands.
The E-flow?
The E-flow.
The E-flow.
Like if Flo from Progressive became an E-girl.
To quote, E-flow, most people do not understand what E-flow is or how it keeps them alive. Rather, the masses believe that orpee is the source of their survival. E-flow exists everywhere, but in such small quantities that it is practically impossible to detect.
Oh, I'm fucking bleeding out of my ears.
What's the name of this game again?
Mechanical Dream.
And it's a tabletop,
Yes.
so it's like you would play it like you would play a D&D.
Yeah, it's D&D, but there's no elves, there's no dwarves, there's no dragons. There's like fish people, there's like mole people, there's like one group of people whose whole thing is they just hurt all the time. And that's just kind of all the
Is it Vern Tooley?
Hold on.
It's a community of old people. It's just...
Okay, childhood. Okay, so they're called the NAF.
The NAF.
For some inexplicable reason, the E-flow traveling through a NAF's body is extremely painful. From all reports, it feels as though razor blades are slashing them from the inside.
Oh, no.
NAF children spend their first few years of life unable to control, fight, or monitor their pain in any way.
Oh my god.
This is just...
So is this is like playing the RPG on hard mode. This is like the fucking Dark Souls class where you just spawn in your underwear and you have no magic or whatever.
No, except if you do, it's not just you spawn in your underwear. It's that also for the first hour of the game, someone is just smashing you in the nuts every 60 seconds. Like you're just getting a crotch shot every minute. For no reason.
Keeps you humble, reminds you where you came from.
And it doesn't help the game. It doesn't... It's not like something you can really engage with. It's just a brutal fact of life.
Is this like... So this seems like it's a... Like it's a game for people who like really love this. Like,
yes.
This is when D&D don't hit and you need that black tar shit.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Like when Bobby Fischer stopped playing chess because he thought it was too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
When you need the that fix and you just can't get it from rolling up another druid. You need to roll up the guy who gets his nuts smashed in the starting area.
It's a table, so like you just buy the like the book.
Yes.
To like
you just buy the book
to play it and gotcha.
But, like, the writing of it is very good. Like, it is, like, really engaging. And I'm texting you guys some pictures. The art design for it is excellent. Just this, like, surreal, alien, like, fantasy-scape.
I will say, like... Ooh, you just sent me the picture. Ooh, yes. Oh, I do like these.
Yeah, kind of like a grungy industrial, almost like Farscape aesthetic.
Yeah. I will say, like...
I like that dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not super into games like this, but I do think that whole, like, plot element of, like, the sun being on a pendulum is very fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very fascinating concept.
Yeah, like, that's... like that's the thing about like fantasy games or like really about RPGs, stuff like that, is when you fuck around with not just like politics or like
you find
intelligent species, but with like the basic functioning of like matter, like like fucking around with like physics in a very like material way. It becomes a lot. Like, in this game, a day is about 20 hours long. Like, the sun is in the sky for about 20 hours. So, you just have to navigate these very real changes to how things work. Like, you can't say, oh, that'll take me an hour, or we can do that in a day. Because you have to change how time works, like how your character, how people perceive time. Like, what is a week then? What is a year in a setting that doesn't spin around a planet on an axis? Like, and never mind all of these like other things you have to navigate, like the Orpee and the E-flow, and like all of these just very material changes to everyday life that are non-negotiable. Like, you could choose whether you want to, like, do magic, whether you want to, or, like, be a fighter or whatever. You can't negotiate gravity. You can't decide that we're just not gonna play, like, 60 seconds to a minute, or 60 minutes to an hour. And so, making those changes are hugely ambitious. and do create this really compelling and really, like, truly alien feeling world. It just you just have to be, like, a very specific kind of person who wants to play this, and that kind of person loves spreadsheets. That kind of person... that kind of person loves resource management, was always the treasurer for whatever school or college club they were in. They don't go to the fundraisers, but they love sourcing, like, the pizza for it.
Of course.
Absolutely. They love handing out petty cash. Real petty cash, motherfucker.
Right.
This sounds like there's a game that I flirt with sometimes called Darkest Dungeon, which is just a punishingly hard video game about, like, dungeon exploration, where there is a constant madness management feature, where the longer the character spends in the dungeon, the more their madness meter increases. If anyone gets, like, critical hit on, everyone's madness meter, like, jumps up a huge percentage. And that's on top of, like, your guy getting damaged, and, like, you know, that it just seems like they built a whole game out of the madness meter.
Right. Well, so a game that does something very similar to that, but does it really, I think, actually quite well, is called Flying Circus, which is a sort of fantasy dog fighting game. Like, basically, like, if Porco Rosso was Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm listening.
And so part of it is kind of limited because all of the, like, adventuring and exploration and, like, combat is plane based. Like, you really have to want to be, like, in a plane all the time to really enjoy it. But they have a really interesting downtime system where going on missions does wear you out, and it does fatigue you, so you have to like blow off steam, which can be just sitting quietly and reading, but it can be shopping sprees, it can be like getting shit faced, starting fights, gambling. And if a character is burned out, you cannot go on a mission again until the party helps them overcome it.
Oh, wow.
So it does. So it has built-in tracks for doing, like, story sessions where you're going to be just mostly role-playing, but it's still getting your characters.
Oh, I do like that.
To, like, it's good for it makes room for great chemistry because your characters are going to be helping engaging with each other. Getting other players to feel better in some capacity, to go on adventures again, is a really interesting concept that, again, offers great room for role play. And for the player, it makes you have to negotiate, hey, how does my character poorly deal with something? And how do I, the player, then negotiate that? And how do I then get them to, so to speak, act more healthily and get back to want to adventure again?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That seems like really fun.
It's interesting.
It is. Like, and that's the thing is, and I do think it's as demonstrated with Mechanical Dream, a lot of stuff in role-playing games are more interesting to design than necessarily strictly fun to play.
Yes, I was thinking this, but not trying to be mean, where it seems like one of those concepts where it's like, well, if you think about it, like, you know, a 20-hour day where the sun swings through the sky, like, would change your way of life. And I would go, yeah, I bet it would. Moving on. Seems like a lot to consider, a lot to deal with.
Right. Or like, wow. Just some stuff is just punishing. There's a line of games called World of Darkness that is basically like, what if the Monster Mash was real? Like, and each book is a different, like, monster.
Ooh.
Where it's like, what if vampires are real?
In contemporary life.
Yes, yeah, in the modern world. So vampires exist, and they run like giant political games where they're constantly trying to control territory. and maintain their own weird hierarchies of vampires while also trying to remain hidden. Werewolves are all about patrolling and maintaining the balance between the human and the spirit worlds. For Frankenstein's, there's beings called Prometheans who are like artificial people brought back to life, and they're like by alchemy, and they're constantly like negotiating these like unstoppable emotions that manifest as like natural disasters around them, so they have to be running from town to town, and like so on and so forth. And these are all really interesting and really, really compelling, but there is very little room for levity. They are all emotionally very dark and very dour. In the vampire one, you aren't a person anymore. You're like one of the key mechanics is holding on to your humanity, and it is very easy to lose it and very hard to get it back.
Oh boy.
In the Promethean game, mechanically, everyone will hate you. There's a mechanic called Discord, where just you being in the same place for a while will just make everyone grow resentful for you in like a certain way. And like each kind of Promethean makes people hate them in different ways. So you're dealing with very, very heavy feelings in every line of this like RPG franchise, which is really fun to read and like really interesting to go over, but requires a very specific kind of table chemistry.
Oh, gotcha.
In order to play.
Yes. It's an important alchemy of players. It's like if you're, in a car and someone hands you the aux cable, that's actually like a very important responsibility, and you don't... I love musicals, but I don't play show tunes in a car of people who I don't think are going to be susceptible to this. Like, you don't break this game out for just anybody. You got to be in the exact right company of people to bust out this game. Certified freaks only.
Good thing we're a bunch of freaks.
Good thing we're a bunch of nasty freaks.
Yeah.
So instead of filming something in September, we're just going to play this game,
Yes,
I think we're just going to play like a nice long campaign of this game.
What we'll do is we'll shoot and stream an actual play of us trying to learn how to play this game.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Everyone's going to love
Much
watching
better use of
us scroll through the same PDF.
I'm like, what the fuck? So I gotta do this? It honestly seems like I would want a virtual DM for this, where like the rules were just so clear and apparent to me, as opposed to like trying to navigate it in a tabletop sense.
Almost like it'd be better as a video game than as a tabletop game.
I think so. Yes, video games which are famous for like, you can play games where you have like a food management meter and like a sleep meter, and it's like, oh, you haven't had any fruit. Here's the quest notification. You got to eat fruit in the next 5 hours.
Or you can do that, but then that's like the focus of the game. Like there's a game, I think it's called Red Flesh, that is explicitly an economic horror game. Where it's the zombie apocalypse, but all of it is centered around making and spending money. Because the only way to make money the best way to make money is by killing zombies, but that puts you at risk of infection, and infection is slow.
Of course.
It's not immediate, but care is expensive. So it's all about negotiating, like, what are you willing to do to make money to keep yourself alive in this zombie apocalypse setting.
It's amazing what people can do with their time.
Yeah.
Just like amazing, that someone can be like, I really like the management side of the zombie apocalypse, and could just like turn that over. Like how I always wanted there to be like a really in-depth exploration of the game makers in the Hunger Games. I want to know all about their life and the backroom politics of putting that kind of shit on, and who makes the decision of if we're going to have crazy dogs in this year's game or whatever.
Well, that is,
really
I think, part of why I think we're kind of
are up to.
dealing with we're reaching peak art, like everything, we're reaching peak media. So, like, there are games where it's just you run a store, or you run like a bed and breakfast.
Just absolute minutia that you can do that. Instead of playing Dungeons and Dragons, you can play the tabletop game where you make a fake store. You do retail role play.
You start
the
a small
R in RPG stands for retail.
RPG for entrepreneurs, like small,
for people
like
with
capital
a business
letters,
set.
Small business owners.
Yeah, 100%. The absolute for the rise and grinders. They deserve RPGs too. Where you learn. Anyway, Justin, that really was something.
Yeah,
that was something,
buddy. That was something.
Yeah, so that was my something.
I knew Justin would come in clutch with a real something.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. That was really something.
Vern brings in like an indie band, and I bring in
a beloved
one of the most
classic
video games
RPG
of all time, and Justin comes in with something that only Justin knows about. Justin actually created this game. It's
that's also like 90% of my media diet.
Exactly. It's like, no, Justin would be like, I actually follow this YouTuber who is like a monarchist, and I want to tell you about this guy who just loves the king.
That'll be the
We're
next one.
We're supposed to be. It's to me this show is talking about media that's part of our personality that we don't get to talk about on Movies for Babies. And,
absolutely.
I mean that's I think we got a with love we got a very Justin-ass choice from Justin.
100%. It was not dissing my friend's Justin what he brought to the table.
And also, like, I am going to be thinking about what it was like if the sun was on a pendulum for a long time now. That's very fascinating.
Vern, let me just tell you,
that's nuts.
Don't. It's not worth your time.
I'm gonna make a game based on that short interstitial segment from the Holy Grail where the sun is jumping up and down. What if that was happening? That world would be crazy.
Well, no, it's just, like, as someone who considers himself to be a storyteller, it is interesting to think about, like, all the stories I think about, all the character bits that we come up with, all this stuff. It's always in a world with our existing weather system. I never contemplate like a story of like, what if this happened? And it's like stuff like that is very fascinating.
Well, that's why you got to read Discworld, Vern. It's basically that as like a constant background gag.
That's something.
That's something.
And that was something.